Hey guys, it's me again, North Star with us. Where we last left off is, let's see, checking where we last left off. Let's see. Deku had a job. He killed Sub-Zero, helped save Araka, met Aizawa. Aizawa's met him. He met a few more of the characters, mainly Ojiro and Mina. Anything else? Anything else? No, as far as I know. Well, besides he killing Sector, Tundra proving he's better than Sub-Zero, Smoke knowing that Momo's family hired Shima and Ryu before they hired the Lin Kuei, and anything else? Deku killed Sub-Zero and killed a bunch of cyberized Lin Kuei. Now he's on the run again. So, as this is happening, he's trying to make a beeline straight for the apartment to grab everything that he has need of. His remaining gear, clothes, anything of importance. As he gets out of the sewers and, opens the door, Aizawa knows where he's heading. And so, he doesn't take any heroes. He says he'll look around this area after a little bit after waking up, which he wasn't really knocked out for that long a period of time. Or wasn't even knocked out, he was just on the ground. He says he'll check this area while the other ones scour around the city looking for him. Ojiro and Jiro, just trying to figure out. So, they were friends with a murderer. Huh. That is odd. I'm coming to realize, well, they really didn't know him for that long. So, as they go on with their lives, with Deku coming into the apartment and just walking upstairs, Recovery Girl is asleep. She's like, Deku, as she looks over and sees him just moving up the stairs, she's like, ugh. She turns on the TV. First thing she notices, Deku burning alive. Sub-Zero hearing the words, "My face will be the last thing you see," as he's set ablaze. That is what they have done. Well, actually, it's way more than that. Because the cops and such, the news reporters and such were flying around, hearing that the Lin Kuei and such had sent a bunch of cyberized warriors. So as they caught it, they saw Deku tearing them to pieces. Hearing the entire thing, that Deku saying he will avenge his people, and that the Lin Kuei during Sub-Zero had murdered dozens women and children, breaking the code that Shirai, Ryu, and Lin Kuei both hold dear. And they hearing Sub-Zero mock him for it, trying to justify his actions, but then getting the whole, it was petty revenge, nothing more. This getting the Lin Kuei being set up for something. So later on you'll see what I'll do with that, as Deku just grabs everything and shoves into the bag. Recovery Girl gets up the stairs really quickly. She's like, you did a lot of trouble now, didn't you? He's like, she's like, where are you gonna go, You're gonna be the most wanted person in China. Well, not China, but in Japan for at least a year for several years coming. If that man muscular is still wanted today, well, let's just say with your killing and such, you're gonna be even more so. Deku's saying he'll just have to go into hiding, live out in the woods or something. Just anything. So as he's packing up everything, she's like, well, it's not like I can stop you, as they hear the front door bust open, with police saying, move in, as they're all rushing up. Deku hearing this, he's like, wishing it didn't have to come to this, But now he sees it. He's like, sorry, recovery girl, as he like leaves an entire suitcase filled with money, because he's about to trash the place. Blasting down the stairwell, causing the stairs to collapse. He just throws stuff around and crashes. Throws people, breaks windows, breaks the stairwells, and breaks several pieces of furniture. As this is happening, as the police are just trying to subdue him, with riot shields, stun guns, and such, he's just kicking them and punching them to pieces. As Deku takes one shield from the police officer, takes it and just rams an entire 3 squads down the stairs, just charging straight down the stairs, forcing them all backwards as he makes his way downstairs, eventually jumping out the window, with several more police waiting out there with guns, being told to try and wound him and subdue him, but do not kill him unless he completely necessary, as he fights through them all, teleporting his ways away. With his stuff on his back, he makes his way out of the city and into the wilderness. An entire search party being brought up. He's going into the mountains. Now, for this entire thing, Mandalay, the Wild Wild Pussycats have this has arisen some memories that sound very familiar. Heroes being killed, wanted man on the run, reminds her exactly of Muscular. So as they're, later on, they're called out to deal with it. A day or two later, they're called out to come and try and help them with the search, with Deku running away. He's hiding out in the mountains and the wilderness for, months. Wild Pussycats and all of them are still hot on his trail. He's just moving bit by bit, as trying to, find some way. As one day, when he's, moving around, he's like, alright, it's safe to go out. He's been sleeping in the dark and in caves and such, staying out of sight, and only moving during the nighttime. That way he can, cover more ground, and that the others would probably be tired by then. As he gets to an opening, he's like... As he moves across the opening, weird constructs of dirt of earth just start come rushing at him. He, using his fire blast and everything, taking them down. Stomp yawning, taking them down. Having to dodge around and cuts through several of them using his ability to enhance his weapons with flame, cutting straight through him. As several others come around. As Mandalay says, we have you surrounded, surrender. Through his head. The one who has the ability to look at people, I can't remember her name, green-haired cat. Green hair, wild pussycat. As she looks at him, and as it said, if I remember correctly, she can look at over 100 people and know everything about them. I was thinking that she'd just look at him and knows that he is super dangerous and that he is not gonna just roll over it. He's either gonna escape or die. Because he's already gotten his family's vengeance. He's fine with dying now. He just drawing his weapon. He's shouting out for them. It's drop your weapons and come quietly. He's come and take my weapons. As he shouts that to the sky. As Tiger, come we woods, Edshot, and even Endeavor come out. Endeavor heard about this guy using fire attacks to kill heroes and such. So he came to prove, and some people even said that this guy seems really proficient, maybe even on the level of Endeavor. And if you've seen what Endeavor can do, Endeavor views him as a serious threat, coming himself. With that being said, a lot of people were called in trying to get Deku, and remember, this is a month or so later now. everyone's been hunting him for a while. Like, news reporters have been, like, forbidden to try and go, like, record this. All they have there are the police recorders and such, and that's it. He is just being hunted down. As the other heroes come rushing out trying to fight him, it's like, Kamui Woods, try to get him to stay still. Like, on it, as he tries to use his chain prison. As Deku just takes a sword and cuts through him, and blasting him with a bit of fire. Teleporting then to get in front of Tiger and kicking him right in the forehead, sending him tumbling. With him and Endeavor then beginning to stand up, he's like, oh, Scorpion. As Deku just looks at him taking his stance. As Endeavor then just starts throwing like fireballs, fire blasts, and fire javelins. Deku just tanking all these. As he literally just stands there and it just bounces and just like scrapes off him. The only thing really doing anything is when Endeavor does a fire javelin and that pierces him slightly, because it's more, I think it's like concentrated fire where it's meant to like go straight through and penetrate, so it like goes through, like stabs into him a bit as he just like as it dissipates very quickly. As Deku then readies up and charges forward, throwing punches and kicks his infused with fire. Now, people say it's like a battle between two forest fires. Endeavor's a raging inferno, while Deku is more or less a directed attack. Like, it's very specific in how the forest is burning, like in controlled flame, while Endeavor's is just going out of control. With Deku's more refined and less strong technique and such, like, Endeavor has very great techniques and such, but Deku's is less powerful, thus it is easier to control. So as he has like numerous things like teleporting with fire, flame, like enhancing his attacks with fire, and he can throw like a few like little weapons like a fire javelin of his own. As he begins to fight Endeavor on very equal footing, especially when it comes to martial arts and strength, with Endeavor focusing a lot of his time into training his quirk, but also training his body. But I don't know if he knows any martial arts, so Deku has him extremely outclassed in that, as he has trained his body, but not his mind and such, like be as calm as Deku. Because people may think of Deku like panicking or is just enraged at this point. Truth is, he is calm. Like water flowing down the river. He is calm and is effectively tearing these heroes apart. They have no coordination, just basic commands like try to hold him down and blah blah blah. From at one point kicking Endeavor in the face, sending him tumbling with several slash marks. With that being said, Deku he doesn't try to finish Endeavor off. He just rushes. He doesn't finish Endeavor off. He tries to make a rush for the forest. But before he's able to do that, he feels somebody grab him. And it's a very strong hold indeed. As when he like turns around, Deku's about the same size as, is about like a little bit smaller than Tiger at this point. Like he's 16, I believe so. And he's being held. Like he's 16 and 11. Well, actually now at this point, he's 17. He's pretty much as tall as Tiger. And he's being held. Like Tiger's doing his whole stretchy thing. So he's like stretching around Deku and curling up, as Deku's trying to get him off without trying to severely hurt him. He can't teleport away without just bringing Tiger with him. He deciding just to like throw himself into an entire inferno, just blowing up with flame. He theorizes that this would just... Tiger would throw himself off, trying not to get hurt. As he doesn't, Tiger just holds on even tighter, trying to smother the flames. As he's just getting burnt and burnt as soon, he's just like has to let go, lest he be permanently damaged. As Deku turns around to see him, he's severely burned. He has like black and scorch marks and such. It can be healed thanks to Recovery Girl and other healing quirks, but it will be a painful process trying to reverse that much damage. As Deku looked at him, sort of bowing to him for his fortitude to just hold on, and Deku wasn't like taking it easy. He was doing it very hot flames. So the fact he didn't burn up instantly into crisps, as well as not be turned... Well, he didn't go as hot as he can, because he can melt bones at this point. He was going pretty hot, like kind of trying to get quite up. Oh, sorry. Oh. As he gives a slight bow to Tiger's will to like hold on for that long, as he then knocks him out with a kick as a punch, then running into the forest, going through it. The Kamui Woods, Tiger, and Endeavor weren't able to take Deku down. Endeavor waking up as Deku makes it to the forest as he continues to rush by, with him rushing through the forest, taking down several police officers in his way, not stopping a single time. That's when he encounters a portal. Just that opens up with a dark shadowy figure saying, "Come with me if you wish to escape them." Deku, not seeing any other way, rushes forward into the portal. It's like, before it, he'd try to ask questions like, "Who are you? Who are you? What do you want?" Just getting the same answer. Get in if you want to live, or to escape. As the police and all of them are closing in on him, he's like, oh, as he rushes through the portal, and then the whole shadowy thing goes, as they're like, huh. As he's just like, huh. Who are you? He's like, my name's Kurogiri, and welcome to the League of Villains. I don't know how long the League of Villains have been in action exactly, but I'll say they've been like preparing to assault UA, such. Like, all the preparations will be finally been made in the last year. With that being said, Deku is then introduced to Shigaraki. Shigaraki telling him that hello, being how Shigaraki is. Deku thinking very much the same as Stain, thinking he seems very childish. He's like, what have you brought me here for? Like, we've heard about your killings of the heroes and such, and want to offer you a position. Offer you a position here at the League of Villains. It's like, why? Well, killing heroes is sort of what we want to do. He's like, but why? Find the Hero Society dumb. As he's like, is that it? And he's like, yes. You clearly don't understand it. If you have no goals and are just set about mindless chaos, nothing will get done. There's no point in following your idea. As he tries to walk out, with Shigaraki trying to say, don't turn your back on me. It's like, or what? What are you gonna do? As he's looking at Shigaraki, he's like, you couldn't even land a single hit on me. It's like, all I need is a single touch. As he gets his palms opened wide, as Deku takes his stance, and as Shigaraki launches his hand forward, Deku rating a fire punch as he goes through Kurogiri's portal. Same thing with Shigaraki. As he's like, stop it, please. Kurogiri He's like, Kurogiri, send him away. I don't like him. Deku saying, Kurogiri, is that your name? I owe you. If you specifically need anything, try to find me and I will see if I can assist. As he gives a bow and walks out the door. It's before he leaves, he's like, where are we? I don't know exactly where they are. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember exactly. But he just gives him the city's name. He's like, oh well. Thank you. As he leaves then, walking out the door. Him going down into the underground, the sewers and such, trying to find a place where he can just stay for a while. Eventually finding an abandoned subway or something, staying there for a while. With Momo and all of them speechless. Recovery Girl getting sort of scolded for not knowing that he was there. Some of them thinking man, she could have been really hurt from that guy. He inspires Stain to take up the moniker of the hero killer. Deku in a way is the first hero killer. Is what people call him, a hero killer. Scorpion, as the moniker is known. Scorpion, from what they hear from underground. Scorpion, the hero killer. As this name is rung out, Stain becomes inspired by hearing this. He went to exile, quote unquote, for a few years to train his body crazily. Him hearing the story about the hero killer, and him learning that he had targeted heroes, and when the Lin Kuei were finally getting investigated, since the whole story was about the whole Lin Kuei killing women and children and such, got out pretty quickly and spread like wildfire. The Grandmaster finally being confronted by the Hero Association, and that led to the whole everything almost being spilled. With the Grandmaster, in the Lin Kuei trying to claim that they had no right, the Hero Association, with the evidence that they had proclaimed, and Sub-Zero's own comments and such, led them to believe it. Sort of gave them enough to find something. As they went through their files, looked through the entire building, and found a hidden passageway. As the heroes all went, several heroes went down, looking at old books and scrolls and learning about the Shirai Ryu, since they weren't known about, but they're gone now. Learning the very deep history about them. Knowing that they were very secretive about their history. And learning everything that they could about their history. Then learning finally that eventually one day, just the Shirai Ryu dropped off the map a year ago. As the Grandmaster is confronted and then is brought out to the open. As he gives, pretty much throwing his Sub-Zero and Sector under the bus. Saying that against his authorization and against the principles and the law, they had led an attack and massacred the Shirai Ryu. Innocent and guilty alike, giving his explanation, saying that he himself did not know about it, claiming arrogance to it, he was unknown about this. Several others just throwing them under the bus as well, and throwing some other officials and such inside the Lin Kuei that had pretty much given them the green light to do it against the Grandmaster's orders. Sector is then sent into hiding as well, as he's been charged with several counts of murder. And the Lin Kuei that were with him have all pretty much been sent with him as well. Him saying that if they wish to join him, they must become cyborgs. Since they have nowhere else to go, they just they have no choice, so they join him. Like, more than half the Lin Kuei have been turned into cyborgs at this point, the Lin Kuei losing a sizable portion of their forces. The Grandmaster is not at all happy about this, and knew that if they did this, it would lead to repercussions for the Lin Kuei, as they've been heavily reprimanded, with the Lin Kuei and such losing several business partners and such. Like, they had, like, dealings and such with support companies, security firms and such. And their agency suffered very heavily, being criticized and such. Several of them looking at Scorpion as this sort of anti-hero vengeance seeker, as they learned the story of the moniker of Scorpion for being the name of the best of the Lin Kuei. Not the Lin Kuei, but being the best of the Shirai Ryu. Learning that if he really is the best, and that he is the last, he is Scorpion now. Others just saying that, like, it's like a whole debate, like whether he was right or wrong to do so. Because Lin Kuei had hid this information deep. Like, so deep you need a metal tracker and a map. And then maybe a bloodhound or a dog, or make a wish to a genie to help you find the treasure. That's how deep they hid it. They, like, hid this very well and, like, forged some documents and such. As they had also learned the location of the village. How odd. As they then make their way to it, seeing the scorched buildings, the burned buildings, and when at one point where Nezu, Aizawa, and several others like come looking at the village, several of them thinking Deku could be here, or Scorpion could be here, and that is where he may be. As they enter the village, they just see scorch marks, bodies, skeletons, and such, and buildings have been burned down. But the worst part is when they get past to where the Grandmaster was, they just see old blood stains and weapons lying on the ground. Well, not weapons, just old blood stains and burn marks. As they get past the Grandmaster's hut, as they look out, they just see a massive graveyard. Several graves dug. Each of them having the name of every single person that Deku could find. With it being like Hizashi, like Inko Midoriya, what's the name? Hanzo? Not Hanzo. Just like everyone's names of the village. Learning that the Lin Kuei had tons of blood on their hand, being it well over 500 people. The Lin Kuei were numbered like in a few thousand. So, yeah. This happening, the heroes and all this information being released, so they try to keep it on the down low, but thanks to some people, the information gets leaked. Like, now it's like a whole big thing, like, is he an anti-hero? Is he just a misunderstood? Vengeance? What? Several of them saying that he is a murderer, though, because he has committed assassinations against heroes, gang members. Like, they may be gang members, but it's still murder. And thanks to some underground digging, they find that he has connections to several crime organizations. Right now, he's just off the map. Deku finding himself wandering once again. And even this time, he finds himself being approached by somebody as he's finally beaten down some thugs. As he's like, "You must be Scorpion." Deku's like, As he looks at him, "My name is Shang Tsung. I would like to invite you to a tournament." Deku looking at him curiously. It's a grand prize of several $1 million in yen and such, saying that it is a thing that's been going on for ages called Mortal Kombat, and that it's where the best fighters come together and test their might against each other. It is a death match, or it can be a death match or just a fight till one of you drops. Deku, becoming curious, you're interested, as Shang Tsung goes on to explain the entire thing, that it's a tournament that lasts for a few months. They got people with healing quirks and such, and that it contains several brackets and such that go up and up. And then Deku says, who's the champion of the last one? His name is Goro. He has a mutation quirk that makes him quite a big one, with 4 arms. Deku saying, and the reward is money? Well, and you being named Mortal Kombat champion. That itself gives you some weight in the underworld. May open up for more business opportunities for you. But you will have to come back and defend your title every year. That is, if you aren't dead. Deku thinking about it, he's like, where will it be? It's on my island. And he hands him a thing saying, be here that date. And you'll be put on a boat and escorted there. Several companies take part in it. Several other countries also take part in it, with some countries sending their best fighters. As he then goes on to explain that in America they're sending over a movie star called Johnny Cage, which is test his might here. He's like, Johnny Cage? It's like, yes, you know him? I watch his movies from time to time. He's like, well, you may be able to fight him there. As then he's like, see you there, Shang Tsung. As he puts the thing away, walks away, he's like, busy night tonight. He's like, there are plenty of more gang members like this. And he's like, multiple jobs. As then he walks away, returning to the shadows. As Shang Tsung gives a nice smile to himself. Good. If y'all want to know, Shang Tsung is in the game, was a tournament master, then lost to Liu Kang. After he lost to Liu Kang, he did a few more things, recruiting Goro to fight Liu Kang in the next thing. And just so on and so on. If you want to look up the entire thing, just look up the history of Mortal Kombat and Shang Tsung. There's a guy who does videos on it, explaining the entire history of the characters. And this is how I'll introduce the Mortal Kombat system. Deku being 17 at this point. 17 and 4 months, to be exact. He's been able to escape for a while and such, so yeah. All this has transpired. Smoke and Tundra really haven't been affected by this, aside from the fact that Tundra's brother Sub-Zero is dead, so not Tundra, but Smoke's still protecting Momo and her family. Eventually, when the contract expires, Smoke says thank you for their hospitality and such, and leaves. As he goes to leave, he tells Momo bye, and that maybe they'll see each other at UA, as he wants to become a hero. And it's gonna be difficult for him and Tundra, because both of them want to be heroes, for the simple fact that Lin Kuei's name has been dragged through the mud severely. And that will be the end of that. I hope you all have enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a nice day, nice night, nice life.